How was your day? Did you learn
Ah,
CPR?
we did. It was our last day of in service. But our teacher for CPR actually did a great job. If you help someone
All right.
and they remunerate you, they give you, I don't know, a gift or some
Okay.
money or something like that, don't take it.
What if they're your spouse?
Well, that's not the question.
Oh,
If you take it, you're no longer covered under the Good Samaritan Act because you're now a healthcare worker because you've been paid for service. When you're choking,
yeah.
you don't have time to run somewhere. So look around and find something that you can, I hate to say it, impale yourself on to kind of
That's why
push whatever
and I
out.
said that's why I keep that ladder up against that tree. Well, I climb up the ladder and I jump off the ladder and I land on the
Okay.
fence and impale myself. So if you
Wrong.
ever pull up our driveway and you see me just humped over the fence,
You were choking
I
on
was
something.
choking for lunch.
I don't think
That's
so.
right.
To
We are
move, dislodge, whatever
today
it's
we're
called.
just full of great advice. This is
It
great.
was the last day of in service. We
Of
had to
course,
spice it
of
up.
course. Well, and actually, it brings me to. You'll notice there are no dogs running around today.
Nope.
Mm. The dogs and I had an eventful day, though. I went and took communion to somebody today. A wonderful shut-in lady at our church, beautiful lady. Had a wonderful visit with her for a good long time, hour and a half. But when I got back, I was working on my dissertation at the kitchen table. Didn't do any farm work today. But I look out the window and I see this. I thought it was a hawk. It turns out it was what did I say it was? A Mississippi kite. That must be some kind of a bird. I looked it up.
Bird of prey.
It's a bird of prey. How it got here from Mississippi, I don't know. But I suppose they're all over the place. So anyway, I saw him swooping in the chickens. And so the dogs and I
Took
we
off.
took off. But I got a
Yeah.
little bit of picture. I got a picture of them. I'll
Ah,
throw up there. But
good.
anyway,
Good.
all that to say, the dogs are not out because we have a bit of a serious conversation, and not just because we talked
No.
about CPR. But today, Becky, we're going to talk about the um, the things that we learned from a failed garden. That is also why behind us
Is the
is
failed
the failed
said
garden.
failed garden.
Yeah, that is just looks horrible.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through four things that we believe we've learned about life from our failed garden, and you tell us the first one.
You can't tend everything all the time.
Yep. So we realize that sometimes life brings you situations that you cannot you can't stop. It's just the way it goes. We could not focus on this garden while we were dealing with my cancer and my
Right.
recovery.
Right.
And we realized that we weren't able to tend everything all at one time. And I think the lesson is that's okay.
Yes.
You can't tend everything all the time.
Yes.
And so if you're going through something in your own life right now that you're trying to juggle everything, recognize that sometimes you can't tend everything.
Right.
What's number two?
God meets us in the overgrown places.
Yep. And even when things fall apart, whether it's your garden plan or your health or whatever the circumstance, when things fall apart, sometimes that's where you see God active the most. His provision isn't dependent on my ability to tend my life.
Ah, very good.
Now, what's number three?
Hard seasons help us loosen our grip. This was the one you were
I realize
struggling with.
that I struggled with this one earlier. This garden behind me has taught me that I'm not in ultimate control
No.
um, of my garden, of my health, of any circumstance I'm in,
Right.
um, and that and that in reality, surrender isn't giving up.
Mm-mm.
Surrender is realizing that I can trust God
Right.
to to carry me through times that I'm unable to on my own.
Right.
Um, yeah, that's a tough one for me to learn. It's tough.
It is
So,
tough. Yeah.
all right, let's move to number four.
The harvest is never just what you plant.
The fruit that you receive from life and from your activities doesn't just come from what you planted. Sometimes it comes from the presence of God in your life as you've walked through what happened. So for us, our harvest in this particular summer was our relationship closer because I had to depend on her for everything from, hey, I need a drink of water, to I need a blanket, I need a pillow, whatever it was. I was helpless and needed prayer and
Right.
I needed something that I couldn't provide on my own. It's never just what we planted. Sometimes the harvest is other things. So if this puts some thoughts on your heart,
Yeah.
things that kind of you turned and there's something in your life that you've experienced that you could share in the comments about ways that you've heard what God is saying in the same way. Um, I'm challenging to say it. Let us know what was
Yeah.
it that helped you.
What are the hard times you faced and how God met you there and
Yeah,
tended your garden for you?
correct. And sometimes, as we close, sometimes God lets things in our life wither and fade for good reasons, not because He's abandoning us.
No.
Sometimes God allows things to wither in our lives in order to refine us. Um,
Oh.
Good stuff. I know this was a heavy day. We knew this day was going to happen because I needed to talk about it a little bit and work through it. And we needed to continue to finish to explain that garden behind us. Homesteaders with a
It's
garden that looks like.
also so far away from the house. So we're working on zoning and it's
True,
not
we
in
are.
the right
It's
zone.
not in the right zone. We're gonna.
So we'll fix
That's
that.
a good point. You're right. There's a great reason for us to
There
have
you
failed at
go.
gardening this year. So
We'll get it.
yeah, that's all we've got. Thanks for tuning in and watching and being part of the Sojourn Life, and we look forward to talking with you again tomorrow.
Yes.